The first one hits me in Tokyo, right outside the Imperial Palace on National Foundation Day. Crowds in dark suits, neat dresses, little white gloves, everything super formal and quiet. Next to me, overconfident dad rolls up in an American flag tank top and cargo shorts, squinting at the flags. He raises his phone and goes, "So, which one is China's flag? They're basically the same, right?" Two high school kids literally stop breathing mid-chew on their onigiri. A guard glances over, not angry, just spiritually disappointed. I just stand there thinking, yeah, congratulations, bro. You invented a new level of wrong. My friend was in Paris for Bastille Day. Front row near the official viewing stands. Whole place is navy suits, black dresses, tiny tricolor ribbons, very serious Republic energy. Next to him, loud Texas guy shows up in a blinding neon Hawaiian shirt and a cowboy hat with LEDs. During the minute of silence, he whispers, "If France is so old, why is the dress code not like medieval?" A woman in pearls closes her eyes like she's buffering through the stupidity. My friend texts me, "I'm next to a man who just asked for a jousting section." Honestly, if fashion had a guillotine, that shirt would have gone first. A local guide in London once told me this story while we were waiting for a ceremony at Westminster. Trooping the color rehearsal, whole boulevard is packed, dark coats, polished shoes, subtle hats, super respectful. Instagram travel girl rocks up in a sparkly white mini dress that literally says brunch in rhinestones. She points at the guards and asks, "So is this like the scene where Harry Potter graduates?" The guide actually clutched his chest like his ancestors were watching through the clouds. He goes very softly, "Madam, that's an entire century of history, not a Netflix episode." Somewhere in the distance, every British monarch collectively adjusted their crown in confusion. I'm in New Delhi for Republic Day, standing near India Gate at the crack of dawn. Everyone around me is in formal kurta, crisp saris, modest suits, shoulders covered, fabrics flowing but respectful. College bro appears in a gym tank and basketball shorts, holding a protein shaker like it's sacred. He looks at the security sign and goes, "What do you mean no sleeveless? My delts are my culture." The cop just stares, then slowly points at the line that literally says, "No sleeveless tops." An old man shakes his head so gently it feels like a sermon. Nothing humbles a man faster than realizing leg day doesn't count as national attire. A buddy of mine was in Bangkok for a royal ceremony near Sanam Luang. Everyone else changed into long pants, closed shoes, muted colors because, king, monarchy, big deal. Wellness Karen shows up in yoga shorts and a pastel sports bra, waving a crystal water bottle. At the gate, she argues, "But my aura is fully covered. Doesn't that count as modest?" The guard just presses his lips together so hard you can hear the capital letters. My friend swears a grandma in a lace blouse muttered a prayer for global common sense. Sometimes the strictest dress code in the world is just absolutely not that. Some retired couple on a tour told me this one in Seoul on Memorial Day. There's a ceremony at the War Memorial, and everyone's in sobers, blacks and grays, quiet, hands folded. Retired rich couple stroll in holding fraps. He's in golf clothes. She's in a sparkly brunch in Seoul shirt. She whispers, "Do they serve hot dogs at the wreath thing, or is it just speeches?" The interpreter's face does that polite smile where the soul has left the building. A nearby Ajuma just side-eyes the sequins, like they personally offended the ancestors. If respect had a dress code, those fraps would have been asked to leave first. I was in Brasilia on Independence Day, waiting near the stands by the parade route. Sun's brutal, but locals still show up in pressed shirts. Modest dresses, some in traditional outfits, all looking sharp. Backpack bro appears barefoot in ripped linen pants, hair tied with a shoelace, holding a coconut. He asks a vendor, If the earth wants us grounded, why would shoes be required? The vendor looks at the no sandals, no shorts sign, then at this barefoot enlightenment experiment. A kid nearby whispers, "Even the president is wearing proper shoes, bro." Mother Nature didn't smack him, but that asphalt did its best impression. A guide in Oslo told me about Constitution Day at the palace. You've got kids in tiny suits, bunads everywhere, people in coats so elegant they look copyrighted. Cruise tourist waddles off the bus in a Kiss Me I'm Viking t-shirt and bright green Crocs. He yells, "Where do we rent helmets with the horns?" I brought my own cape. The guide's smile froze like a Windows update halfway through. An old lady in full traditional dress literally turned away like she'd seen a ghost in rubber shoes. There are no horns on real Viking helmets, but those Crocs were absolutely a war crime. I'm in Mexico City once, hanging back near the Zocalo during the big Grito ceremony rehearsals. Even in practice, people wear serious clothes, button-downs, neat dresses, everyone treating it as rehearsal for dignity. Florida Man variant shows up in a muscle tank that says, "Tequila is my president," and flip-flops. He shouts, "Is this where they filmed the telenovela about the revolution? Or is that like CGI?" Every sound in the plaza suddenly gets 20% quieter out of pure secondhand shame. A vendor very calmly tells him, "This is not a show, amigo. This is memory." That's the moment even his flip-flops realized they were overdressed for his brain. My friend's cousin works tours in Rome and told us this one over beers. Ceremony at the Altare della Patria, uniformed guards, marble glowing. People dressed like they're meeting history's parents. TikTok travel expert arrives in a neon crop top that says Kiu Bella and thigh-high festival boots. She asks her followers, "So this is the place where Caesar did the speech with the pizza, right?" Even the pigeons stopped mid-flight like, "We're not in this." The cousin leans over and quietly explains, "Different man, different century, zero pizza involved." When marble statues look disappointed, you know your history homework is on fire. Canada Day, Parliament Hill. I'm there in a simple shirt because I respect my cardio limits. Big crowd in red and white, but still pretty modest. Polos, sundresses, lots of little maple leaf pins. Honeymoon couple shows up in matching onesies designed like $100 bills with "Tip us" on the back. He whispers, "If we dress like money, maybe we get VIP treatment, eh?" The security guy stares at the suits, then at their cotton inflation cosplay. Some teenager nearby just mutters, "We're literally not that kind of country, man." Turns out the only section they got fast-tracked into was background of everyone's cringe story. A friend in Sydney told me about Anzac Day dawn service in Canberra. Chilly morning, people in dark coats, medals pinned, silence so deep you hear your own heartbeat. Bargain hunter marches in, wearing a bright yellow sail t-shirt and board shorts, holding a reusable shopping bag. He mutters, "Do they do a 2-for-1 breakfast after, or just the sad music part?" The volunteer usher just blinks, then guides him quietly to the very back row. An old veteran turns, gives him a nod that says, "Learn fast or leave faster." You don't need a sign to know when the dress code is no coupons, just respect. A Korean guide once told me about an American movie fanatic in Athens on National Day. Evzone's changing guard at Syntagma, uniform sharp, crowd calm, everyone toned down to let the ceremony breathe. Movie fanatic shows up in a discount gladiator costume with plastic chest armor and faux leather skirt. He whispers, "Oh, so when does someone yell, 'This is Sparta,' and kick a guy into a hole?" Half the crowd inhales at the same time, like sharing one giant disappointment lung. The guide leans over and says, "Different city, different era. Wrong, everything." Even the marble steps looked ready to file a restraining order against Hollywood. In Istanbul for Republic Day, I'm walking near a torch procession route, everything washed in red flags and serious faces. Locals wear dark jackets, modest dresses, some business attire, all looking like they understood the assignment. Complainer dad turns up in a beige fishing vest full of pockets, shorts, and loud orange sneakers. He grumbles, if they moved this to Saturday and relaxed the dress code, tourism numbers would triple. A street vendor just laughs once, that deep, I've heard everything laugh. A young guy in a suit replies, some things aren't supposed to be optimized, my friend. You know you've gone too far when you try to A/B test a national torch procession. Singapore, National Day Parade Night, stadium glowing, everybody in coordinated reds and whites like a perfectly designed poster. I'm sweating in a normal t-shirt, trying not to look like a walking humidity experiment. Freedom guy rolls in wearing camo cargo pants, a sleeveless eagle shirt, and sunglasses at 8 p.m. He yells, "Hey, how free can it be if they tell you what color to wear to the parade?" The usher smiles politely, the kind that says, "Sir, this is not your TED Talk." A teenager next to him just goes, "Relax, uncle, it's just vibes, not martial law." Sometimes the loudest outfit in the room is the one arguing with absolutely nobody. Last one for you, Madrid. National Day Parade near the Royal Palace. Blue sky, flags everywhere. Crowds are in smart coats, dresses, and that effortless European, I woke up tailored look. Minimalist adventurer shows up in a plain gray t-shirt and shorts, holding nothing, no bag, no jacket. He squints at the marching units and goes, "Wait, why isn't anybody dressed like in the movie with the bulls?" The family next to him slowly turns all at once, like a synchronized disbelief team. A grandpa in a flat cap says, "That's Pamplona, Chico, and not a costume party. National ceremonies don't need bulls, man. They already have enough people charging straight at common sense."